Welcome back to Hot Topics. This is LB coming to you from Urban Voice Media. Before we jump into this topic here in reference to the Winterville Charter Academy, we're going to go over several things. For those who are joining us now, if you will, please like us up. By you liking us, that expands the algorithm of getting the exposure for Urban Voice Media on the platform that we have. However you found us, if you will, just that simple like, it goes a long way. By saying that, also, if you would like to help support Urban Voice Media, you can go to either one of these places here and help Urban Voice Media broaden their platform in reference to getting the media coverage that you like. By saying that, I'm going into the first topic, guys. Check it out. School teacher resigns in Winterville Charter Academy. That's about 5 miles outside of Greenville, North Carolina. And this lady was given a history lesson. It says it was an English class, but she was given a history lesson in reference to slavery and the Constitution. And in that, she told several students, well, not several, she told the class, that the black students in that class would be her slaves had it not been for the Constitution. Ladies and gentlemen, some people don't need to teach slavery. Some people don't need to teach his story, his or he story. Some people don't need to teach that because some people has no clue as to what in the hell they're talking about when they're talking about history. Some people do not even do research in reference to what is American history. People, history is a very delicate topic to talk about. When I say delicate, especially for American history, I say that because if you look at your children's, those who have kids in school right now, pull out their history book, see what details in reference to the Native Americans, see what details in reference to blacks, see what details in reference to the Chinese, Vietnamese. Majority of everything in the history book has very few things of positivity. Then go and look and see what that history book has in reference to Europeans and what they contribute to America and the world. A large, vast amount. People, I'm going to jump into this topic. I said that to say Winterville Academy, Charter Academy. I don't know how the school process goes when the school board is interviewing teachers for these positions, but evidently out in the Greenville, North Carolina area, the school board failed tremendously. Ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, we're going to cover what this lady said, what this lady done. All that and more on Hot Topics.
We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the. Got a few situations that we wanna talk about. Got a few disagreements, we gon' need to talk it out. Right here in the hot seat, no need for another route. We gon' keep it 100 without the bottle count. LB gon' pull it out you, a dentist with a drill. Don't be all up in your feelings, auntie gon' keep it real. Uncut with no chasing, no guard and no shield. Conversation productive, ain't worried about how you feel. Discussions keep on rising, shooting just like a rocket. They gon' need some addressing. Climaxing, can I stop it? Old news telling lies and getting out the pocket. This is Urban Voice Media, giving you hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot Put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor.
Guys, we're talking about the Winterville Charter Academy out towards it says Winterville, North Carolina, 5 miles outside of Greenville, North Carolina. It's in reference to the teacher who, let's go back to the heading of it, guys. It says a teacher at North Carolina Charter School resigns after claims of field slave comments to black students. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Think about that. Now, I did a Google search to find out who this lady was. Could not find it. Over the last 7 days, everyone's been covering it from CNN to The Root to The Hill to Yahoo, WTN. Let me go through some of my notes up here. Also, you got WNCT. You have WAYTV 3, nothing. Of course, Fox Carolina, nothing. No one could give the lady's name. Very ironic. No picture of excuse me, I said lady. Well, I think it was a lady. We'll go into that. No one gave the teacher's name or a picture of who this teacher is. She resigned. I found a little bit of information in reference to a teacher being fired and teacher resigning. I'm gonna go backwards into this one. And we're gonna go and I'm gonna cover something with you guys in reference to it's the North Carolina. It's the North Carolina Gent Stat. It is the 115C-325.9 teacher resignation. And this is what it says. Teacher resignation following recommendation for dismissal. If a teacher has been recommended for dismissal under GS 115C-325.4 and the teacher chooses to resign without the written agreement of the superintendent, then the superintendent shall report the matter to the State Board of Education. The teacher shall be deemed to have consent to the placement in the teacher's personal file of the written notice of the superintendent's intention of recommended dismissal and the release of the fact that the superintendent has reported the teacher to the State Board of Education to prospective employers upon request. The teacher shall be deemed to have voluntarily surrendered his or her license pending an investigation by the State Board of Education in determination whether or not to seek action against the teacher's license. Now, it's up to the State Board, the State Board of Education, to do something. And it says the license surrender shall not exceed more than 45 days. So for right now, if the superintendent did their job and reported this over to the State Board to have the license either, what did it say? It was something in reference to have the State Board's license removed or just suspended. It was something I was reading in reference to that. Should it be dismissal for the suspension? But they have 45 days to do all this. The events of this happened in the early part of this month, October 2021. The act itself happened. Let's go back, ladies and gentlemen, to some of my footnotes I have over in here. The act itself happened on or around, check this out, September the 17th. And the teacher, she resigned somewhere near the 1st of October, or it was reported around that time because everyone just started hitting this over the last 7 to 8 days. I waited just so that I can see if any news come out as to who this teacher was, who he or she was. Still to this date, no info. No info as to who this person is. Everyone's being closed mouth. Even when they interviewed on TV, evidently they told the people, do not disclose the teacher's name, whether it's he, she, no, nothing. But I did find the principal. The principal is Miss Ryan, and it's what was Miss Ryan's name? The principal was, we're going to go down and find this information for you. Anastasia Ryan. I did find her information. Now, I will state this right here. As I go further and tell you exactly what happened, line item by line item, I'm going to give kudos to the principal because I feel this principal did her job. Now, just about all of the reports stated the same thing in reference to what the teacher did. Is one thing I did find was this right here. Everyone is really being careful in how they are listing their reports, claims, accusations, under fire, insensitive lessons. Really? They're being very critiqued. So that right there tells me, or it tells you, it boils, it bottom lines tell you what they're doing here. They're truly protecting this teacher and how they are worded. And it also says that when it says one report said it went even further than claim. I'm gonna go ahead and read some of this for you guys. It says, now this is from WNCT. It says parents of a local charter school continue to express frustration over racial insensitive lesson. Is it insensitive or is it downright racist? How can it be insensitive without? I mean, why say insensitive? Just say what it really is. It's racist. That resulted in one teacher's resignation on Wednesday. This report was done on October the 7th. And allegedly, and let's go down and see. All right. This was October the 7th. So evidently she resigned on October the 6th. And allegedly, check that out. And allegedly racially charged comments from other students. Now, if it's when Bill Cosby was on the front seat, I didn't hear many allegations. When R. Kelly was on the hot seat, when I say was, they'd have went through their trial, they'd have gotten convicted, they got sentenced. Didn't hear many allegations. Some, but not many. Check this out right here. The teacher asked the black kids in the class to raise their hands and said something along the lines of they would work in a field for her. This was a female teacher now, had it not been for the Constitution. This is from one parent who has two children attending Winterville Charter Academy. I'm going to read it again. The teacher asked the black kids in the class to raise their hands and said something along the lines they would work in a field for her had it not been for the Constitution. What makes you think that she would have land? This lady don't even know that there were also white slaves working along the sides of black slaves. So idiotic. So idiotic. So idiotic. Now, it even gets hotter when some of the it says it adds some of the kids in the classroom had called the white kids, it called some of the black kids a monkey. Now, it says a white student had called a black student a monkey. This was one parent telling what her son had told her. It says when the black student educated him on that's being racist and him not liking it and not to call him that and asked the teacher for support. Look at what the teacher said. The teacher turned around and said to him, "Oh, it's okay. We're all a little bit racist. Don't put someone else in the same boat of a person who's actually shown that they're racist. Don't do that. Don't say we all do it." But check it out. Look what happened. The black student then called the white student cracker jacks, lily white cracker, you snowball cracker. Student didn't say all that. Student just said cracker. I added all that other. But you think about it. You didn't like it, white people, if you are listening to this. Those derogatory names are not liked. But see, not only are we called the NIGG ER, the NIGGA. We also call the MONNKEY. But when I said all that, how did you feel? To which the teacher responded with a threat to write up the black student for disciplinary action. Disciplinary action taken up on the black student, but said it's okay. Ha! So right there, who see this is why racism, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna get off that. This is why racism is so heavy in America because of teachers like her. I guaranteed you 100% this teacher will find placement at another school somewhere on down the line. Why? Her picture's not shown. Why? Her name is not put out there. What's the protection for? Death threats? Well, the people in the neighborhood know her. Eventually, it's gonna come out. You can't hide it. Now, I will give kudos to Miss Ryan. Miss Ryan, she did what I feel a principal should do when things like this are happening, or she did what a person of leadership or authority should do, not just within the school system, but any type of business, any type of job should do. And it says the teacher asked black students in her class to raise their hand, da 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 da, and oh, now this is where this is where it gets interesting. It says, in another instance, detailed on the Facebook page, a group of black girls was trying to explain how being called a monkey is racist when a teacher walked up to them and said, "It's okay. You're all my little monkeys." Did y'all hear what I said? The teacher told the children, "It's okay. You're all my little monkeys." What effect do you think that has on a person when there's basically, you feel like basically there's nothing you can do or say, and the person that has authority above you tell you in a nutshell, "I degrade you also, but it's okay. You're all of mine. It's okay. Don't worry about it, sweetie. You're my little chimp." Really? When the child, parents, let's do this right here. Parents, start educating your children. If a teacher calls the child a monkey, baby, come here. If your teacher call you a monkey, tell it's okay. I like all white baboons too. You're my baboon teacher, Teacher McGriff. See how that feel? Nobody liked it when I said it. Sure, a lot of people saying, "LB, you're wrong. You shouldn't have said that." Was I? What's good for the goose is good for the gander sometime. To do what? Get your attention to stop the foolery that you're doing out in America, people. This is why racism is so prominent. This is why. I've asked this question over and over. I can't get one white person to tell me what history, what have black people done to whites to have whites hate blacks so much? To where we know what whites have done to blacks as to why blacks should hate whites the way whites hate blacks. Blacks should be racist towards whites the way whites are to blacks. But they're not. Not saying all black people like white people. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is blacks don't display, talk about, and treat whites the way whites display and treat blacks. And what has black people done to whites to receive such treatment? Some of us know the true answer as to why it's done. I just want a white person to come and just tell the truth for once. For once, put the truth out there. Put the truth out there. Now, as soon as this information was found out and it started circulating the school system, the principal, Miss Ryan, she had sent a letter out to the parents. Then she followed up and sent another letter out to the parents. And I'm going to go down and I'm going to show you this right here was the letter that she had sent out. And this was on October the 5th. The second letter actually letting them know that they're handling this situation. They're going over it. They're going to make sure something gets done about it. And what they did is, I guess they convinced this female teacher to resign. Now, check this one out, ladies and gentlemen. The school serves 661 students in kindergarten through eighth grade. This charter school, so a small school, with Black or African American students accounting for 61% of the student body, according to the school website. People, 661. Let me do something. I'm getting ready to show y'all something. Okay. That's right at about 500, about 400 and about 450 students there is Black. Y'all think about that. Now, Winterville Charter Academy, it opened up in 2015. It's probably like I said, it was 5 miles from downtown Greenville, North Carolina. And once again, the K through 8 principal is Anastasia Ryan. I think she did a superb job in handling this. The only thing about it is, I still feel there's a cover up that someone's covering up actually what happened, actually who this lady is, what she looks like, for the fact that she can go from this school, this charter school, and go to another school, maybe in another surrounding county, that where if this is hushed up, hurry up and done for, she can continue on. She may be a light teacher. But my thing on that one is this, people. Just because you like a person, and when they show you their true colors, they show you who they truly are. No matter how much you like them, you have to take account for who they truly are. Even at that moment, you still like them. They're still your favorite of the favorite. Your favorite and favorite don't mean that, hey, they're right. It just means that your favorite of the favorite, you now just found something out about them that you did not know. And that, you know what? It needs to be handled. It needs to be accounted for. And she need to go into another job, another facility, another type of job. She don't need to be teaching over children no more. Because number one, she's dead wrong, especially history. She is clueless in reference to history, very much clueless. And to call children monkeys and allow white children to degrade Black children. But when Black children retaliate back and degrade them, you want to reprimand them. Come on, man. You want to put disciplinary acts on them, but say it's okay for the whites. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. You think that she was really trying to educate those Black students in her class more so than educate the white students in the class? See, racism, no matter how much you use it, sooner or later, it'll come out. Sooner or later, it'll come out. Just as John Gruden, let's see. This is what I was talking about earlier in reference to the second memo. There was a first memo that went out. The second one went out. And once again, I give kudos, thumbs up in reference to Ms. Ryan. She did her job. When I say what you do in the dark will come out, something called secrets. Yes, John Gruden, who was of the Oakland Raiders, just resigned this week. He resigned for the same thing that went on in reference to that classroom. Not calling people. Well, we don't know what he called, but it said the New York Times said that he had homophobic language that disparaged people, misogynist. It says on Monday, as the coach of the Las Vegas Raiders football team, hours after New York Times detailed emails where he had homophobic remarks following an early report of the racist statements about a union leader. His resignation was a striking departure to the Football League. Quite naturally, everybody was very surprised, but a lot of people knew who he was. He said, now check this one out. He says, I have resigned as head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. He said on Twitter in a statement issued by the team. I love the Raiders and do not want to be in a distraction. Thank you, all the players, coaching staff, and the Raider Nation. I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt anyone. How can you not mean to hurt anyone when you were belittling, calling people names? What you thought was, he says, or excuse me, what you meant and hoped that those emails would not circulate and get out. Someone was upset with you and sprung the leak on you. Someone did. Now, he is also one of the guys. Now, check this out right here. It says Gruden had casually and frequently unleashed homophobic language over several years to denigrate people around the game and to mock some of the league's momentous changes, meaning the Black Lives Movement. He denounced the emergence of women as referees, the drafting of a gay player, and the tolerance of players protesting. So he's been showing people who he was. He's been doing this. What the emails is the catch now. He's been doing this, and my thing for all sports, put a lockdown on it. Soon as someone, once again, as I say, of leadership does silly mess like this, don't let it go on for years. Grab it just like Miss Ryan did. Deal with it. Handle it. Make sure it's done. That right there is one of the major things that corporations and institutions like these can do to help resolve the gap of racism. Whites keep attacking blacks. Blacks do hate whites. Whites do hate blacks. But it's rare that you hear and see where a black person is using racism towards white people and just showing a blatant racism, a power of control. Let me put it that way. I was trying to find the words in reference to power and control. And you think, if I go back to the teacher, that is power and control. It's to teach and put into those kids, those white children's mind, hey, white rules. You're not a monkey like the black kids. And it's okay. As long as that monkey keep his mouth closed. But when that monkey opens his mouth, now we got to fix this. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of people, especially in the black community, they say, I don't teach my children to be racist. I teach my children to love everyone. I'm all for that. But also teach your children that until America changes, don't think that all white people like you. Teach your children the moment a white person degrades you, stand up. I didn't say fight. I said stand up. The moment anybody degrades you, for that matter, I take it back and take it off of racism in reference to white and black. But the moment anyone degrades you, stand up. Stand up. Show them who you are and show them who they're not going to be to you, because no one has the right to call you any type of name. Your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your daughter, your son. Believe me, I've been there. And I understand. I know what it's like for a relative, a friend, a foe, a neighbor, a classmate to call you a name. No one likes it. And it's not, as the teacher said, okay. Parents, just like the parents out in Greenville, Winterville, North Carolina, they stood up with their children. They were not going to let that fly. Parents across the world, do not allow teachers to degrade your children and belittle your children to make your children think they're lesser than, because they're not. They're not lesser than no one. And they're not greater than no one, but they're not lesser than no one as well. They can do what anybody on this planet can do if they apply themselves, and they can. But we have to have teachers like this removed, because I guaranteed you this teacher was not applying to those black children in her class with the same energy she was applying to those white children. Listen to her actions. That right there tells what I just stated. You enjoyed this content, give me thumbs up on it. Until next time, y'all keep it hot.
We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on. Got a few situations that we wanna talk about. Got a few disagreements, we gon' need to talk it out. Right here in the hot seat, no need for another route. We gon' keep it 100 without the bottom count. LB gon' pull it out you, a dentist with a drill. Don't be all up in your feelings, auntie gon' keep it real. Uncut with no chasing, no guard and no shield. Conversation productive, ain't worried about how you feel. Discussions keep on rising, shooting just like a rocket. They gon' need some addressing. Climaxing, can I stop it? Old news telling lies and getting out the pocket. This is Urban Voice Media, giving you hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. So put it on the, put it on the, put it on the, put it on the floor. We gon' hit them hot topics. We talking about them hot topics. We gon' hit them hot topics. Just put it on the, put it on the, put